my fluency in speaking so as to get a high band in IELTS speak. Actually, my small short term goal is to crack IELTS.
And what is the reason for IELTS exam?
IELTS exam to pursue my career as a master's in abroad,
Which country are you planning?
USA.
Okay. And what's your current education, if you don't mind?
I completed my bachelor's degree,
Any specialty or general bachelor's?
electronics and communication specialization
When did you complete it?
in last May, just 2022 May, and 2022 passed out.
You mean last month?
Yeah, last month.
Okay. Have Have you got any idea how the IELTS exam works?
Yeah, actually, IELTS exam consists of four tasks: writing, reading, listening, speaking. And writing, reading, listening would take on one day, and the speaking would continue on the one day before or and after. And based on the average of scores performed in all these tasks, we'll be getting an overall band score. So the band ranges generally vary from 6.5 till 10.
Mhm.
So
Minimum 1,
the,
maximum 9.
yeah,
You said 10, it's not 10.
okay, yeah, 9, maximum 9, and the range in between based on the fluency and the based on the performance, they'll be evaluating and giving the band, so that band can be used to get admits from the universities.
Mhm. So, what is your required band score? Any idea?
I want to get 7, band 7, overall band 7.
In academic.
Yeah,
Okay, great. Well done and welcome. I can see that you have subscribed to my lesson on a trial basis, which means you'll get only
yeah,
2 free lessons, which is one of them is today, and another one should be now
okay,
next Monday, because this class runs on every Monday morning and Tuesday morning 6:30 UK time. So it should be 11 o'clock, right?
yeah,
In India?
yeah, yeah. You are
Okay.
from where, sir?
I live in the United Kingdom.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you. Really, I feel excited to talk to.
Okay. When I came to this country 18 years ago, I had to sit for the IELTS exam as well. And fortunately, I
Yeah,
got 7.5 in all the 4 modules in academic. Okay.
okay, okay,
So I teach as a part-time English grammar, spoken English, IELTS strategies, as well as basic British IPA. And my
okay,
success rate is very high, I should say. All of my students, IELTS students, got very good scores. And high score was 8.5, and the lowest was 6 in both academic and general test.
okay.
Okay, so welcome.
Uh,
Uh-huh. Go on.
Sir, actually, I have talked to you with some time, right? Based on my fluency, can you evaluate me? So where I need to develop means how was my fluency and how was I able to express well?
I'm going to give you a test now.
And
That is not enough. The
okay,
way you have spoken earlier, it doesn't evaluate anything. And the speaking
yeah,
part of IELTS exam, 4 things are assessed. Number one, your fluency and cohesions. Number two,
yeah,
lexical resources. Number three,
yeah,
using correct grammar and wider ranges of grammar. Number four, your
yeah,
pronunciation. All of the other three parts, except pronunciation, you can achieve 100% accuracy. But for
okay,
pronunciation, our learners do not get 100% marks. So don't worry
yeah,
for that. All these other parts
okay,
carries 2.25 marks. So if you get even 2.25 for the other three parts, you're going to get 6.75 easily. And even if you get
Okay.
50% in the pronunciation, so your score would be at least 7.5 or 8.
Okay.
Okay, we have got another member, Ainura. Assalamu alaikum, Ainura.
Alaikum salam, teacher.
Welcome. And how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, okay. Though although the weather is very good today.
Hmm. I saw an email. You wrote a sentence that something made you laugh. What was that sentence that made you laugh?
Ah, that you commented me. I understood other thing and you wrote me. I just put it in parentheses there in email, teacher.
That's right. So if an interviewer doesn't offer you the job, there is no point of talking about your hours, right? First, they need to select you for the interview, and you should be selected. And
Mm.
after then, they can negotiate the which times are you available for us. Okay,
Yeah,
you
this
understand?
availability I understood another like hours.
You thought hours. No, it's the availability means for the interview.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't need to talk about hours before they offer you the job, and you never know whether they're going to select you or not.
Yeah.
So remember, it is a tricky word, availability. Your availability means when you're available for the interview.
Okay.
All right. So meet
Yeah. Thank you.
Jay Ainura. He has subscribed
Uh-huh.
on a trial basis.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Jay.
Hi.
So he wants his speaking to be evaluated as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have a speaking task 2 and 3 again, but with a different topic today.
Okay.
So Jay, welcome once again. Ainura is also planning to sit for the IELTS exam in the future.
Okay.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, these are the four things. Once again, can you see the screen, Jay?
Yeah, I can.
Fluency and coherence 25%, that means 2.25 out of 9. Lexical resources, another 25%, that means 2.25. Grammar accuracy and wider ranges of grammar, 25%. And pronunciation, another 25%. It's very easy to get 7, 8 in speaking, but there are some things you must be aware. In order to get good score in speaking, you must have standard fluency. You must know wider ranges of vocabs like synonyms, antonyms, phrasal verbs, group verbs, collocations, even some expressions and idioms. Your grammar must be accurate most of the cases, and you have to have the idea to use compound sentences in some cases, and try to have the best pronunciation technique. Remember that this word pronunciation is sometimes confusing as well, because people think that it is the accent. It is not the accent. There are two types of established pronunciation. One of them is British English, British IPA, in another word, and another one is American English or American IPA. Okay, it's a very easy topic today.
Okay.
I think you did it, yeah, Ainura. Describe a book you read last year.
Mm, maybe.
Is it okay to redo it?
No, I think no.
Okay.
About book, no.
Okay, so in speaking task, Ainura and Jay, Ainura is already aware of it. There are three tasks: task 1, task 2, and task 3. Task 1 is general conversation about you, and some personal attributes like why are you taking the test, and maybe they'll ask one more question about maybe family or works or environment. Task 2, which is this one, we call it cue card. Okay, and
Yeah.
you will be given a card where you'll get a topic, and you have to answer this type of questions from there. You have to speak at least 2 minutes or more.
Okay.
And after that, when you are finished, you have to go to the task 3, which is related to task 2. And there are two questions common in every uh, you know IELTS speaking part. One of them is a demonstration of three tenses: present, past, and future, and another one is a conditional sentence. And I know you know already conditional, right?
Yeah.
So Jay, do you know what are conditional sentences in grammar?
Yeah, I have some basic idea about that.
Especially is third conditional. The question is based on.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to this topic. Is very easy topic. I've just pinned it as well on the comment section so that you describe a book that you read last year. What is the name of the book? When did you read it? What kind of book is it? Why did you like it? Any specialty, any character did you like, or any disliking, you can say. Is there any moral story in the book? Any other related information? Take 1 minute. In IELTS real life exam, you'll be given 1 minute, a pencil and paper. Okay, and then the examiner will ask you to start speaking. Remember, you have to speak at least 2 minutes. Okay, Ainura and Jay, any other question before you
No,
start?
I take notes
Yeah.
All
how
right.
to answer the question.
Remember, very important, once again, I always remind you, the question is in past tense. Accept the name
Mm.
of the book. You can say it is present tense. What's the name of the book? Okay. When you're like describing something from the past, it is mandatory that you must use past tense unless it is a universal truth or it is a direct speech. Someone said to you, for example, direct speech in inverted comma, like my mother used to say, you must study hard in order to be successful in your life,
Mm-hmm.
for example. Okay. The teacher said, uh, the sun, I mean, not the sun, the moon rounds about the planet Earth, or the Earth moves around the sun, like universal truth that we know as a fact, or the
Mm-hmm.
sun rises in the east. It is always present tense, regardless it is said in past or present or in the future.
Yeah.
So, dear viewers, welcome to my speaking and writing sessions. If you're interested to join, it's very easy. Visit my profile and possibly you may be able to get 2 free lessons. Or alternatively, you can subscribe for a whole month. Okay, let me know when you both are ready so that I can start checking the time. By the way, can you please give me 30 seconds? I need to check something. I'll be back.
Okay.
You both can talk to each other for a couple of minutes.
Hi, Jay.
Hi, Anura.
Are you really a newbie or you just changed your account to be a newbie?
What? I did not understand.
Huh?
I did not understand. Repeat
I
again.
for like you joined this application for like recently.
Yeah, recently I have joined.
You never used it before.
No, I have not used
Mm,
it before.
Do
I'm
you like
back.
it?
I'm back. Okay.
Okay.
Are you ready? Ainura or Jay?
I yeah, I think.
Please remember that these are only practice. In real life, the test must be different. But same topic came, I think, in 2020, one of the test centers in IELTS exam. So it is like a simulating topic.
Mm-mm.
Okay, who wants to go first?
Mm. Okay, let me begin.
All right, start speaking, please.
Um, so um, last year I started, not last, yeah, maybe in 2020 I started to uh, read the book named How to Make Friends and Influence People. It is very famous book, and the author is very famous, Dale Carnegie. You probably know, and maybe you read it. I didn't read whole of it, but I went partially by theme from topic to topic because there are a lot of topics and they are not connected to each other. They can be read separately. And this book is kind of psychology, psychologist. It has a psychological approach to help people to have good relationship with other people in their communication. For example, one of the things is how to be successful in your life with your family or with your uh, colleagues, how to success good job and how to be a good accompanier. And one of the most topic I wanted to know from the author is how to get rid of anxiety that which is very common for people. Uh, like um, everyone have some kind of anxiety in his mind that can bother one every day and can influence his life negatively. Um, yeah, and this book possesses, of course, uh, a lot of moral, and he gave many examples. For example, I can remember how he was talking about one story about one one director of big plant in USA and how he became successful. He was like one of the most successful uh, managers and owners of his plant. And he said that he was a good listener and he didn't force his workers to work, but he was a good influencer so that workers love his owner and love his employee year employee. Yeah, when you read this book, you get much, I think, inspiration. But to practice what the author process is very difficult. and he suggest people to take notes every day what you could success that day and write down it. And what you didn't where you failed in your life, for example, also write it down and just keep scores like to track your life. And by this tracking, by visualization, by writing down your life stories, you can get better in your life. And one more related information, not about book but about author, I would like to add that I just learned that this author ended his life by suicide, and was very like uh, shocked. Shocked. I was shocked by getting this information because he was so smart, and he suggested with people all the world. He was one of the first psychologists. Like nowadays, there are a lot of coaches, life coaches, but at his time, he was like one of all. And getting information about his ending his life was shock for me. I'm done, teacher.
Thank you very much. Well spoke. Very good way.
Long.
5 minutes 31 seconds. That's pretty cool.
It would must be for free, yeah? Minutes.
Minimum 2 minutes, honestly.
Minimum
Yeah.
students. Okay.
So that is the minimum requirement in order to get good score.
Mm-hmm.
Your fluency is more or less okay, and vocabulary you are confused using success and successful. Okay,
Maybe.
and the word anxiety, you said anxiety. You have to amend this sound. It's very
Anxiety.
this anxiety za. Okay, let me go to the word in Cambridge Dictionary and write it for you. You can listen that anxiety. Okay, let me listen to it. Yeah, so that you know.
Anxiety.
Did you hear it? Anxiety.
Anxiety.
Like this.
Listen to it carefully.
Anxiety.
Anxiety. British.
Anxiety.
Anxiety. D in American. If you remember, T sounds like D in American English in this case because it is in between and after a vowel sound. But in British English, it is ta. Anxiety. Would you like to practice anxiety?
Anxiety.
Very good. And that is the confusing word is success. Though you missed N.
And
Suck.
I thought there was no N, but I see now that there is N. I thought that is anxiety, like
No, anxiety.
okay, anxiety.
And also success is noun, successful adjective,
Yeah, yeah,
succeed is verb.
yeah.
Very often when we speak, we always get confused. So you need to be paying a little bit more attention. Otherwise,
What
okay.
about outer? Outer or outer?
Author, yes.
Outer.
As tha,
Ta.
author. It is unvoiced th. Do you remember voiced and unvoiced th? So in
Mm,
all English words, there are two types of sounds: voiced, through which we use vocal cord to pronounce the word or the sound, and non-voiced or unvoiced or voiceless when we use our tooth or tongue or nose. The th in this case is unvoiced. Author. I'm going to play the sound for you as well.
like in Thailand,
Yes, Thailand. Thank you.
that's only T, direct T without TH sound, right?
So what it means, unvoiced means our tongue touches the tooth when we pronounce this th.
Mm-hmm.
Look at carefully. If you say thank you, you'll feel that your tongue is touching the tooth.
Thank you. Yeah. Hmm.
So listen to
But
it.
here,
Yes, same. Author. When you're saying tha, your tongue must touch your, tooth.
Author.
Author.
uh
Author.
Let me play it for you.
Author.
Author. British English, American?
Author.
Author. Distinguished sound letter R. Remember once again, most of the cases we try to understand where there is a British English or not by listening the letter R sound. J, do you know that in British English we do not pronounce letter R in most of the cases?
Okay.
Except if the word starts with letter R, then we must pronounce it. And if it is after a vowel sound, okay, or in between two vowel sound. Author, author,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
okay. I think Superfluous has joined. Welcome, Superfluous. Good morning, Superfluous.
Good morning, sir.
Are you superfluous today?
Yes.
Okay, welcome. Meet Jay, who has subscribed today from India.
Hi, Jay. Hi. How you
Hi,
doing?
Superfluous.
So, Superfluous, we are going to ask you the same topic. Let me ask Jay to answer it. Okay, Jay, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, start
So
speaking,
let's
please.
start
And in the
it.
meantime, Superfluous, have a look what you're going to, uh, answer it. But if you've
Uh-huh.
got any question, you can ask me later once Jay is finished his conversation.
Yes, thanks.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
starting.
Yes, please.
Uh, According to me, during the COVID outbreak in my country, the government has imposed a lockdown. So there was no physical attending of classes, or there is no, we can't roam on the road. So it was lockdown, just we need to stay in home. So I started myself addicted to reading books so that it develops my way of thinking and fluency and the words that I can learn so much. So I started reading Mahabharat, a holy book, a famous holy book. So I started reading in 2021 March, and it is a holy book, and that book especially concentrates on the disciplines followed by the people in that time, and the morals and relationships, and those are all included in that book. And that book is mainly concentrates on keep building the relationships and how to walk through the life, and many more such good qualities, like concentrating on the given task, and what are the disadvantages of on harming the nature. So these are there are many much there are more to learn from that book. So actually the book was written by Lord Ganesh, and it was around 1,000 pages, I think. And in that there are many characters, but the most character I like is Bhishma. So he was the head of the family, and his grandsons are many. He has 1 or 6 grandsons. So this book teaches about how the uh, distractions that between justice of the people, and what made them to indulge in the war. So it was all about the justice. The book ends by the epic war, and justice has won that match, won the war. So that this is the book I like very much. And it was there are many much to learn from this, because I started reading that, and if I don't get understand to any of the new words, I started searching in dictionary, and I completed that book in 2 months. After going through the book, I learned a lot from that, and I have make a note of the main note of the points in my diary, personal diary, and I started following the principles, good principles learned from the book. So that's it.
Thank you very much. You spoke 2 minutes 48 seconds. Speak quite
Okay.
faster. You should be slowing down. You know, if you speak faster, what
Okay.
happens? Number one, you lose the pronunciation. Number two, you lose grammar. Number three, you lose the cohesion step by step. Okay, and well done. You're speaking is quite faster than Ainura and maybe more than Superfluous as well. Okay, you have explained a religious scripture book. If it is a
Yeah.
non-English word, there is a technique to use it. You have said Mahabharat, and you have to also translate it English. What does it mean in English? Because the examiner might not understand, and that is the rule. If you are allowed to use a non-English word, you have to pause before you say, like, I read a book called Mahabharat. In English means what does in English it means
Okay.
Mahabharat? Superfluous. What is the equivalent word for Mahabharat?
Great Indian. Means
Greatest India. Okay, you have
yes.
repeatedly said three words. We do not use much, many together, unfortunately. Much is an
Okay.
uncountable noun, many is a countable noun. We do not use both of them together. That is a
Okay.
gross mistake. And you have repeated these words three times. I've written some other words.
Okay.
And we do not use according to me. That is the first most confusing and common mistakes. Except according to me, you can use other according to. Okay, you should say in my
Okay.
opinion rather than according to me.
Okay.
But you can use according to Ainura, according to Superfluous, according to Rahat Ali, or according to someone else
Okay.
except me. Number two, I started reading myself. That is another unusual grammar. I started reading is enough. Bringing
Okay.
myself is uh, redundancy, we call it. And you have used include in one place why it should be included, and you have repeated I have make, you said. Anyway, there are quite major grammar errors. I will suggest you listen to this part when we finish this conversation, this live session. All my classes are saved and recorded in YouTube as well as underneath my Hello account.
Okay.
And you have all answered all of these questions amazingly. Positive part, I always explain the your negative feedback first so that you know what you have to improve. You have to improve your grammar, you have to improve some of the
Okay.
sounds, pronunciation,
Okay.
and cohesion. That is
So
step
the
by
sentence flow should be
yeah, cohesion
faster or
means
slower.
one moment. Cohesion means when you're describing, go for step by step. What happened, you're explaining
Okay.
something but you have again gone back to some of the previous topics. You don't need
Okay.
to, so you have repeated it 2 to 3 times.
Okay.
These are
Okay.
the major factors that assesses your number and quality in IELTS exam. Yes, any other questions, Jay?
Okay. My present flow is fast, or shall I
Yeah,
decrease the
you have
speed
to be
or improve the speed?
little bit slow down, though I believe that it is your natural way of
Okay.
speaking. Possibly you're already
Okay.
habituated to speaking that speed. But do not rush. There is a great advice from the IELTS British Council in video. Do not rush. If you rush, what happens? You're going to crash. That means you're going to miss
Yes.
the verb or tense or sound or pronunciation and also vocabs. And sometimes it will be
Okay.
difficult for you to remember what you said in the previous few seconds. And you may repeat, and
Okay.
that's what happened to you. But as a first time speaker, well done. You spoke in 2 minutes and 51 seconds. That's really pretty cool. So let's
Okay.
give a big hand. Yeah, Ainura and Superfluous. Big hand for Jay. Thank you very much. Robbie, welcome. Ainura, any other questions up to now?
No, I understood. According to me, that was good point. According to me, we
Yes.
cannot.
Do not ever use. Remember that Superfluous, Ainura, and Jan, whoever is listening to us. Very often we use according to me. That is totally grammatically incorrect. In my opinion, use in my opinion, or if you ask me, or in my understanding, to the best of my knowledge. There are a few ways you can say that.
Mhm.
When you
So
like,
they all.
yeah,
Mhm.
go on.
We can. It's better to say according to them rather than in their opinion, right?
That's right. Yeah, according
Okay.
to them, or in my opinion. When you're mentioning yourself, that means you're giving your opinion. Disclaimer. You can use this word disclaimer. This is my opinion that this book is the best book because these are the reasons.
I mean, in their opinion, it doesn't make sense.
Yes, we don't say in their opinion. We have to, in
Okay.
that case, you have to say according to them.
Mm-hmm.
Use according to for the second or third person, not
Okay.
first person, never ever.
Mm-hmm.
According to
Mm.
us, according to me, do not use it.
Okay. Second
Okay.
thought.
Okay. Any other question about grammar? Remember, grammar has got 25% marks in speaking section, all of the IELTS exam. By the way, Jay, all the speaking part is recorded in the real life exam, and that is kept in their file for 90 days, because sometimes some students make appeal that I'm not happy with my score, so I want to reassess it. If you apply within the 28 days from the date of exam, they do it. They send it to the second examiner, and if there is a difference between your previous score and the new score one or more than one, then they average and give you the new marks. Okay. Hello, Amit. Welcome. Shukmit, welcome. Any other questions there before we go to superfluous?
Yeah, I'm done. No questions from my side.
Okay. So your uh, weaker side is focus on grammar, vocab, and
Okay.
pronunciation. Your fluency is
Sure.
fine so far.
Mm.
Superfluous, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Would you like to give your opinion, please? Or would you like to share about
Mm,
this topic?
yeah, right. The topic is describe a book that you read last year.
Yeah, yes. Remember, it is a past tense. So another thing, sorry, I forgot to mention to Jay. Jay, all of your sentences you have used present tense, which is really blocking the message.
Mm,
And the way you started was with a amazing way during the lockdown, but this introduction is just too long. You don't have to give too long introduction. Just because of the lockdown, it was my opportunity to read the book. That should be
mm,
enough rather than giving a longer direction, because we speak about the topic only. Stick to the topic. This is another information for IELTS exam. Okay,
right.
superfluous.
Mm.
Ready?
So, yeah, I'm ready. So, obviously, the lockdown when I had the chance, free time to read anything to improve my personality and do some good things in my life. So I went for a book, and the book which
Could you please
I
speak a
went,
bit loudly? Sorry, it's superfluous. Your voice is a bit low. Is it okay to speak a bit loudly, please?
yeah. How about now, sir?
It's okay, better than before.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so I was telling you is that like during the lockdown, obviously that was the only time when I get to know about myself very better, and I realized that like I have lots of time, free time, so that I can do many things. So I went for a book, and I'm not that kind of very bookish person who go for different book related to study. So I went for one book which is Sairi book, and its name as Hazar Khwahi Aisi, and I read about the book. It is very much related to Sairi, and it's all related to the thing which is in the mind of a sire. So everything was written over there about that thing, from the starting to the end. What is Sairi? Why it is? Why it started? And what are the perspective of that? Why people do shairis? And apart from that, there were many shairis also written by many eminent personality like Ghalib and John Elia and other eminent personalities. So I liked that book, and I read that. I started reading, and I enjoyed it a lot because I am very much keen towards Sairi's. I pay too much heed to Sairi, so I kind of love that book. And there were many important Sairi which I could read, and I connected, like that I feel that series, and it was very much related to our day-to-day life also. And yeah, Sairi, that's called Sairi. And there is one main character in that Sairi book, that is Mirza Ghalib. He is very eminent personality in the field of Sairi, and he has done a very fantastic job. Like for me, it's just the definition of Sairi, how it is started. I'll give the credit to Mirza Ghalib and Mir. meet ताकि meet. So the eminent personality was there in that book, and the whole society and everything was surrounding around him, and he was the main character, and there were lots of his stories. And when we come to about moral in that book, so for me it's like Sari was Sari is a thing which give you indirect way to express your feeling, and which give you the peace in your soul, that you have said the things which is indirectly, but you easily delivered your message to someone else. So that could be one moral of that book, and I don't think we can describe it as any other book, like any comic, any physics or chemistry kind of book. And other related other information related these books are like, I have downloaded this book from online, I haven't bought it from offline or any shop, because it was lockdown and I didn't get the chance to go out and buy it. Later on I bought the book from offline market. It was very interesting. The cover of the book was very fantastic, well decorated, the print was so clear and well defined everything. And it was written in two languages, two to three languages actually. It was written in also in Urdu, but it was written in English and as well as in Hindi. So everything was available, the meaning, the definition, and all the things. So that's why I like the book so much. And again, I'm telling the name of the book was Hazar Khwai Se Aisi. It is one of the said of that Mirza Ghalib, that Hazar Khwai Se Aisi कि हर ख्वाहिश पे दम निकले, बहुत निकले मेरे अरमा फिर भी बहुत कम निकले. Yes, that's it.
Thank you very much. You spoke 4 minutes and 3 seconds. Well done. Did you see Ainur has asked you a question?
Yeah, Sairi. Yeah, I reply that. But the spelling is wrong,
Yeah,
Ainura.
Jay, if you remember, sorry, superfluous. And
Mm-hmm.
I said to Jay and also Ainur as well, if you are using a non-English word, you must translate it with the equivalent word because people and
Yeah,
examiner will not be able to understand what does siren mean. You may have mentioned
exactly.
it a few times, and also the name of the book, which is not in English, you have to also translate it, and that is a mandatory part of our speaking.
Exactly. I thought like everyone is in from India, so
No,
I.
no, it doesn't matter. Even if it's for India,
Uh,
please listen carefully. When it's a real life exam,
mm-hmm,
there you don't know how many people are watching. 105 people are listening to us.
mm-hmm,
Few people may be from India, but if you're presenting something globally, you have to understand the audience. It should be translated in English.
yeah,
I think I said to a few times. Once again, I'm reminding you of Super Plus for all of you. Please
yeah,
make sure always when you're using a non-English word, give a translation or equivalent word.
mm, yeah. Sorry.
Yes, it is poetry, I understand, but you have to say it, Super Plus.
Yeah, I got it.
And also, you have mentioned few verses, and you have to also give the equivalent meaning in English.
Ah, right.
Okay, and amazingly, you have spoken 4 minutes 3 seconds. That's very good. And Ainura spoke the highest duration than you, and then Jay.
Mm-hmm,
But amazingly, all of you have spoken more than 2 minutes. That's the first thing. Your fluency is okay, as usual, superfluous, but
mm-hmm.
your grammar was always mixed up, present and past tense in few places.
Yeah.
And you have used the word eminent 4 times. Remember, if you have to use one word more than twice, then you need to use the synonyms to bring the value and standard of a conversation. I've written
Mm-hmm,
some of the words. You have also used which is rather than which was. Very common
mm-hmm,
mistake. Remember, this is a past tense topic.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, uh, that's why always in IELTS exam they give a topic from past because they know that our learners are sometimes confused using past tense.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And my suggestion, in order to get good score in IELTS exam, we must study tense well and clear and correctly.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay, and
Yes.
the last thing that is really broken the cohesion part is that You have explained the book is written in which language and what is the name. It should be coming at the beginning. Remember that. The name of the book, in which language it was translated, and who's the author. But you said it at the last part.
Mm-hmm.
So you should do it at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, more or less fine. Well done. Superfluous as usual. I know any other question for Superfluous? I think she has muted.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that Jay has gone as well. Jay, are you there? Possibly he must have some connection issue. Hello, SS, welcome. Jitendra, welcome. And other people, thank you very much. So I'm going to give you some tips for the speaking for all of you once again. It is really very important to know what are the guidelines for speaking. Welcome back, Ainura.
Yeah, I was talking without by with muting myself.
You're talking to yourself?
No, no, I was muted. I didn't recognize it, and I asked you questions.
Yeah, what is the question, please?
I checked it already. Eminent. It's like
Fa-
popular and
famous people.
famous. What
Uh,
about Sayori? What was book about? I couldn't got
s-
Can
s-
I
couldn't get
answer
it.
that?
Superfluous, yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's your turn to
See,
answer.
yeah, I know that. Shairi is equivalent to poetry, and it is kind of poetry, but we say in Hindi as Shairi. So it
Okay,
is nothing but just poetry, right?
okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
there is a very good word in English. Do you know that? I know I'm writing it and J and superfluous.
Yes, sir.
It's called ballads.
Okay, lots.
Ballads means love poem, okay, or
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
the poem that is related to our life, reality. It reflects our situation, emotions.
Okay. Ballads.
Ballads, yeah, you can use it. Superfluous ballads. In English,
Mm.
ballad is a very high standard, unusual vocab, but you can check it ballad, okay.
Yeah.
And the same question was for me to superfluous. What is Sayari? Yeah, I know that there are some
Uh,
famous movies as well. Sayar hai. This movie, yeah, Sanjay Dutt. Mein teri
actually,
sayari. Yeah, you're the poet. I'm your lines. Yeah, something like that.
yeah, there are few lines, and in which there are some hidden meanings, and there is a punchline, so that once you listen, you hear it sounds good, and you understand the meaning. So that was called Sairi. Means describing about a person in very short words in a flow.
Mm, I understand. Any other question, Ainura?
no, I ballad. When you say it, it just wasn't common when you wrote down it.
Ballad. Yes.
Yeah, I understand. Just I know it in my own language when I listen it how it sounds in English. It is not not
S-
common. So, but I
s-
know what ballads mean.
So ballad is literally a poem or song that tells a story. Okay, or
Yeah, I
maybe
know.
real life situation.
Hmm.
So the book that has been mentioned by Superfluous is a kind of similar types of story or poem.
Hmm.
Oh, I know. Which language have you used? Ras-
It's in Kirill books. Yeah, like second shifting from keyboard.
okay,
Teacher,
that's yes.
some echo coming from you.
Is it? Hello,
Yeah,
but it didn't come previously,
yeah, it didn't.
so it must be one of you then. Anyway, any other question? Because I'm going to highlight few points for speaking so that you get good marks and you can have the good communication skill. I'm sure I knew I explained it once, but I would like to explain second time.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. One moment, please. One moment. I'm just uh, going to explain in a moment. So please bear in mind the main reason for our communication is explain ourselves clearly. Superfluous, are you using a mobile or laptop?
I'm using my mobile, sir.
Because this echo didn't come earlier. I don't know what
Okay, I
happened.
will mute myself. It's okay, no problem. Yeah.
If you mute it, let me see whether it echoes or not. Does it echo now? Ainura?
No. Speak up, teacher, for more.
It's not echoing anymore, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm. So
Okay,
it can be related to some person. Mm.
possibly. Okay, remember when you're speaking or presenting, do not speak monotone.
Mm-hmm. Mm. With
Okay.
emotions, you mean speak.
Yes, we are humans. Have always emotions, and our emotions always go up and down, and that should reflect in your conversation as well. The way we
Mm-hmm.
speak to in our own mother tongue, we follow the similar kinds of emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Don't speak in monotone. Monotone means
Mm.
the same tone,
Yeah, yeah, no.
like a robot.
Yeah.
Okay, vary the stress and intonation to add emphasis. This is very
Mm.
important. How you can do that? Like if you're saying something like, "Hey, I'm talking to you," you're
Mm.
stressing on you. That means you are very important. But if you don't want to emphasize, that's fine. I'm talking to you, sweet boys. Okay, but if you say I'm talking to you, your tone goes up. Remember, when you stress or emphasis for any word, our tone must go up. You're pressing on that sound or the word.
Mm-hmm.
Number three is use your hand gesture sometimes. You can use it when you're explaining like this. Can you see me? I'm
Yeah, yeah,
moving.
yeah. Gestures.
This is important in natural speaking. That, oh, I was sure I could do that, but I was not able to do that the last moment. I don't know what happened. For example,
Yeah.
okay. 10 practice common IELTS topics. So these topics are these. I'll suggest you have a look. All of you: tourism and travel, education, transport, environment, family life, sport and recreation, crime and punishment, internet,
Uh-huh.
advertising and retail. Use
Yeah.
yes. Use correct grammar. Please learn tense. Once again, if you have learned it, please revise it, especially tense, past tense. Clarity. Do not mumble. It happens very often. I know now when you speak to my sessions,
Yeah, mumble.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry. The last time you told us the story, half of the story was not audible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What about today's book? Did you got the?
Today, yes, voice is fine, much better than last time. So
Mhm.
speak clearly. Try to focus on accuracy wherever possible, and do not try to use new words or phrases you are not sure of. This is very important. Sometimes some students try to show their ability to use new words and phrases, but they ended up using wrongly or incorrectly. Please do not do that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay. Number
Yeah.
four, self correction. That's another important point. If you ever think that you're making mistakes, correct it straight away.
Okay. Clear.
Okay. And number five, I would second, talk loudly. The way, remember when we were children or were babies, we always shouted, ha, ho, ho, like this. Yeah. I mean, we don't have
Mhm.
to shout, but we have to at least speak in such a tone so that the examiner can hear it. If you do not speak loudly, there is no way examiner is going to assess your marks. An examiner will be able to assess your marking only when the person can hear you clearly.
Mhm.
Do not speak too fast or too slow. Do not rush. Number six, as I said, what happens? The impact I've explained. If you're speaking faster, you're losing your pronunciation. Number one, you're losing your grammar. Number two, you're losing your vocabs. Number three, you're losing the sense of what you're saying. And sometimes you're repeating the same words because you can't remember what you have said a while ago.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay? Then maintain a gap. Remember that you can give a pause before you answer. 5 seconds gaps maximum.
Mhm.
Do not give a gap of more than 5 seconds. Some
Mhm.
examiners say 10 seconds. Like you're explaining, say global warming, then you have started like this. Hey, global warming. Then you're thinking what you're going to say. In the meantime, 10 seconds gone. Then you have started
Mhm.
speaking. It will affect your score.
Okay.
The examiner assesses you are not fluent. A fluent speaker doesn't stop more than 10 seconds.
Mm.
Okay?
Yeah.
Be
10
confident.
seconds.
Yeah, remember, be confident. Even if you're making mistakes, you know that there are mistakes. It is expected that you'll not be 100% accurate. Okay? So don't
Mm-hmm.
worry. The Band 9 description says in IELTS speaking that the speaker is fluent like a native, but there is very minor mistakes. Remember, what are major mistakes and what are minor mistakes? Minor mistakes is like you're losing S, like he likes. You said he like, that's fine. It is minor mistake. But if you say in past tense, he likes the book in 1985, that is incorrect. That is a major mistake because you're blocking the message. Going to the past, you're speaking in present form.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Well, in speaking, teacher, all tasks will be not only pronounced but also written, right?
In speaking, task 2 is be given you as a cue card. Others will
What
be
about?
speaking, the part 3 will be asked through orally. You're not going to see the
Mm,
questions anymore.
okay.
Remember, that's why when you practice, I'm showing you. If you remember, I explained it yesterday. Speaking task 3 is like one to one analytical answers. There should be reason, there should be affect, there should be personal experience when you're giving an example.
Okay.
Number 9 says, do not be repetitive. Sometimes it is called crutch words. That means do not use one word more than twice. And also sometimes we use, hey, actually, or
Mm,
you know what, well. And many cases I have listened to many students, they said, yes, I know that. Do not say yes, twice. Simply say, yes, I know the answer. Or no, I don't know. Simply say,
mm.
no, I don't know the answer. I'm sorry.
People say 3 times it. No, no, no.
Yes, they also say no. But in IELTS exam, these are classed as a negative impact, and it will affect your score. Your target is to get good score as long as you follow the guidelines, it follow their policies and these rubrics and all
But
this.
use formal English, right? We have
Use
now our
formal,
own language also. We speak with
exactly,
friends,
use
other language. With, like when you
that's
do presentation at work, you speak other
exactly.
language.
But remember that in conversational English you may use informal English which are accepted, but yet if you can use formal English, that will be much better to get good score. Make it interesting when you're giving examples or making a story. Make it interesting. Stick to
I
the
think
point. Remember, follow the steps, cohesions. Like when you are going up step through stair, go to one stair at a time, right? So remember, our speaking is like that kind of flow. One sentence takes you to the next sentence, and we move forward.
yeah.
Talk as much as you can. Remember that. That is very important. That's why I say to minimum 2 minutes and speak what is possible for you.
So they will interrupt you if they want.
Yeah, if the examiner is happy, then say that you may stop now.
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw. I think in YouTube some teachers stopped.
Yeah, okay. Speak naturally, follow the pronunciation technique, use correct intonation, speak articulately. That means do not worry about the accent. You will not get any marks whether you have got accent or not.
Articulately, it means
There is a word called connected speech. Have you ever heard of it? Any of you?
yeah, connected speech. You
Connected
mean
speech.
sentence. So
Okay.
articulate.
Connected speech is the technique how the native speaks when they are presenting anywhere. It is one of the difficult term in English pronunciation and phonetics, and I always give the information at the last bit because it is very hard. So what happens because of the connected space? Sometimes we remove some sounds, sometimes we bring some sounds, sometimes a word is pronounced in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
So one of them is, yesterday I explained double consonant rule. If a word ends with a consonant and the next word starts with a similar consonant, we bring them together and one consonant is removed. For example, I gave this example, yeah? I'm writing in the comment section. Amit, you have to use all tense. I explained it a few times. You must know all the tenses. Like bus stop. You see in bus there is S sound, which is a consonant, and next word stop starts with a similar consonant S. Stop. So when in connected speech rule or phonetics rule, you have to bring them together, and it should be only bus stop rather than bus stop. Did you get the point, Ainura? Would you like to try it? Bus stop? I'm sure you know
Bu-
that.
Bus stop.
Yes, bus stop. Very good. Similarly, one, two, one, two. And when there is two and that's two, there is another two. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And okay, when two, and similarly, one, two,
Right.
the email. There are hundreds of words, okay? When we come to this connected speech part, I'll send you the list. I've got a list so that you can practice at home later. I know that.
So what is it? One, two, and two. I couldn't
Okay, so
understand.
the double consonant rule, you see, you went, there is a T at the end, yeah?
Yeah, yeah,
And the next word starts with a similar letter, which is another
yeah.
T.
Mm-hmm.
So in connected speech rules, these two words should be connected together and
Mm.
one T should be removed.
Oh, yeah. Okay, okay. This
So
was. Mm-hmm.
so when two, it sounds like went to in that case, not went to.
Yeah, yeah,
Did you get it?
yeah, yeah.
As says, unfortunately, we don't have time to share conditionals. Okay, we have to do it another session. We have got only 1 minute and 51, now 50, now 49 seconds. And remember, use correct context, collocation, and connotation. You know it, don't you, Ainura? Content
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the word how you can use one word in different concept. And
Mm.
collocation is the natural way of taking one word to take another preposition like listen to, subscribe to. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And connotation is the idea how some words can be used in a positive way and negative way. Like he's intelligent. It's a positive word, right? So it's a positive connotation. And like another one is artless, this word. For example, artless is a many people think that it is a negative connotation. It has okay, that means it has got a negative meaning. Do you know the meaning of artless, Ainura?
Artless. I
Artless.
know art. Artless.
What does
Mm.
it mean? Do not go to the dictionary. You'll find the
Yeah, yeah.
meaning.
I know art. Art. Artless. Maybe he's not artless. He's like more like a technician. You mean?
Technician, no.
No,
Art,
I know. Like
artless means genuine, who doesn't have
genuine.
any fake things. Yes, no art. So it is a positive connotation. Oh, we've got 20 seconds more. Okay, we are going to
Mm-hmm.
finish it. By the letter SS, that is incorrect. Okay, conditionals are very difficult and advanced part of English language. We'll cover in one class. Thank you very much once again, Anura,
Okay.
J, and Superfluous. If you have got any other question, please write in the subscriber chat. I'll see you later. You take care.
Okay. Bye.